need to change to grow. Growth is change, and if you're not changing, then you're not growing, and if you're not growing, then you are dying. So I have two dogs. I have Sushi here, and then I have Chewy here. And one of them, Chewy, is very, very loud and likes to yap and likes to bark and likes to be center of attention. And if you don't give him attention, he will keep yapping and yapping and yapping. Isn't that right, little buddy? The other one here, Susie here, is quiet. He rarely ever barks. He just doesn't bark. He's quiet, he's chill, and as you guys have seen in many of my videos, he would just sleep up here on the top of the sofa, just relaxing, chilling. Most people think he's a cat. So it's just two different types of dogs. Well, people are exactly the same way, as you well know, and for me personally, I'm shy, I'm quiet, and I don't like to talk much, and I don't like to talk loudly, aside from when I'm doing these videos for some reason, and I feel the need to shout, as my neighbors can probably attest to. Now, what I want to talk about in this video is relevant to that topic, and that is, can you make it? Can you become successful in business without getting over that fear of speaking, without becoming louder, more extroverted, and talking more like I am now on camera? Well, I believe, despite getting much better at this over the years, and if you guys ever saw any of my old videos from many years ago, I was terrible, I was shy, I was awkward, but despite actually getting, I'd say arguably pretty good at this, I don't think it actually matters. And the reason being is because the smartest move in business is to play to your strengths. If you suck at talking to people, you suck at sales, you suck at being on video, then don't be on video, and don't do sales, and don't talk to people, right? Sorry, buddy. Do what you're actually good at. Play to your strengths, because when you play to your strengths, it is so easy. If you're really good at coding, if you're really good in spreadsheets, if you're really good at the behind the scenes technical stuff, then do the behind the scenes technical stuff, like run your own websites, doing like an affiliate website. What are you doing? Do an affiliate website where you don't have to talk to people as much, at least, and it's not your business to talk to people. You get to focus on doing the SEO, the technical, the nerdy things that you enjoy and you're good at, right? That is a great business model. And if you do that, you can be great at that, right? You don't need to change and do these other things. I'm on video now, and guess what? When I started this, I absolutely hated it. I used to hate having to record videos. I used to hate having to speak. I used to hate even more so listen to myself afterwards, being like, did I really say it that badly? Did I really speak that badly? Did I really mumble my words that badly? I used to absolutely hate it. These days, I'm quite happy with it. In fact, I really enjoy it. This is fun to me now, getting on video, my dog's jumping around, being annoying, and just being on camera and doing this thing. This is fun. This is the reason I do it. But it wasn't always. That's an interesting thing, because you may well find as you do something more, you get better at it and you enjoy it more. But the point really is, do whatever you want. If you don't want to be on video, don't be on video. There's still a great way of marketing yourself through content, through blog posts and things like that. If you don't want to talk on the phone, don't get clients. I get people ask me, hey, I want to make money from clients because it seems like a good way to make money, but I don't want to ever get on the phone. I don't want to sell to them on the phone. I don't want to speak on the phone. Well, then don't get clients. If they want to build a business around this, not because they actually want the business. They don't want clients. They don't want anyone to ever talk to them. They just think, if I do this, I can make 6 figures easy. So how can I do this without any of the parts of it that I actually don't like, which is the people part of it, which guess what? You're in a people business when you run an agency. So it's just dumb there, okay? If you don't like people, maybe don't build a business around people. Now look guys, I'm saying this from the perspective that I don't really like talking to people. I'm antisocial. I would prefer just to stay home and chill with my dogs. And I'm happy doing that. Now the thing is with that, I have clients, which is the complete opposite of what I was just saying. But here's the thing, I'm pretty happy to jump on a call with clients. I'm pretty happy to sell to clients. In fact, I actually quite enjoy sales these days. However, I also know that it's not permanent. And I have the ability to do it pretty well, probably better than most people I can hire, to be honest, when it comes to sales and things like that. And I know that if I do this for 6 months, 12 months, whatever in this new agency, then I'll just hire someone later and they can do it for me. So it's not like it's a permanent thing for me. So I'm willing to do that. If you're not willing to do that, again, don't do it. You don't have to. But if you are willing to do it, you can get better at it. It's not that you have to become super like extroverted and talkative or everything like that. When I do sales calls, I'm not chit-chatting or trying to get to know them or anything like that, because that's not my thing. I'm not that sort of chit-chatty person. I want to get down to the point. I want to talk about the numbers. I want to make a logical decision. So I sell based on the way I like to communicate, which is very straight to the point, blunt communication, which some people absolutely love to communicate with and deal with, and other people, they want to have a little bit more chat about who you are and what you're into and all that sort of chit-chatty stuff. And if they like that, they're not going to work with me because I don't like that, right? So play to your strengths, and you're okay to kind of do it your own way. You don't have to be some smooth talking, chit-chatty person that loves to chat for ages, right? You can just do it the way you want to do it. And with video like this, you don't have to be as weirdly energetic as I am, because I'm not normally like this, but I turn on the camera, this is just how I like to talk. It's just what is fun to me. Again, doing this over years at this point, and not just that I just turned on the camera the first time, because it's probably more like, hey guys, Daryl here, I just wanted to create a quick video. I remember doing a video, guys, and I was out in public and I was so quiet, I was so shy, because like, what if these people look at me? What if they look at me when I'm talking? I don't know what's wrong with that, but what if they look at me and I'm talking on camera? So the video was like, hey guys, Daryl here, I just wanted to create a quick video for you. And you barely hear anything. Like I had to increase the volume in the edit, and you can still barely hear anything. I was just so terrified of talking loudly. Whereas now I'm sure my neighbors can hear me, unfortunately for them, because I talk way too loudly. But that isn't the point. I'm rambling, I apologize for that. The point is, just do whatever the heck you want. I'm not an outgoing person on any level. I don't like going out. I don't like having a social life. I don't like talking to people on any level. I don't want to call a restaurant to book a table. I would rather hire someone and pay them money just so I can message them and say, hey, I want a table at this restaurant. Can you call them for me, book it for me? All right? I don't like any of that stuff. I don't like talking to people, but I built my business around this because I have the ability to do it, because I practice, and I have the drive to do so. Not everyone is the same as me. Not everyone is willing to force themselves to do calls and force themselves to do videos and stuff when they don't necessarily like it. Again, me in the previous days, in the early days, and then until they eventually do like it. So most people aren't the same as me. Some people, again, are super loud and outgoing, other people aren't. But just do whatever you want to do. The point of, can you build a business this way? Absolutely. Okay, you could absolutely build a business without being extroverted and loud and talkative. You don't need to act and become that way. I do this on video. I am not like this in person. I'm not like this when I'm talking to my team members. I may get excited about something, sure, but I show it in a different way than shouting and raising my voice and being excited like this, because this is on camera. And if I don't do this, I know how boring the video is to watch. Because if I'm just sitting there and I'm just like kind of talking quietly and more relaxed and I don't really move my hands or anything like that, this just looks dry and boring. So I know that, and I do what you do on camera because this is a thing, it's a skill that I kind of developed a little bit. I'm not saying I'm amazing at it, but it's just something I practiced at and worked at. But you don't need to do this in business. When you're selling, I don't talk this confidently or this loud to say, I don't do this. I'm confident, but I'm not loud, I'm not energetic, and I'm far from that slick, smooth sales guy that most people expect. So you don't need anything like that to be successful in business. The most effective way of being successful in business is to play to your strengths and do things in your own unique way. If you're really nerdy and technical, you can actually sell. The way I sell is nerdy and technical. It is not about being smooth talking or anything. I don't know why I always presume like people sound really smooth. I just watched like Wolf of Wall Street and stuff. It's like, man, they sound so smooth and they got the tones right and everything like that. I have no idea. But for me, I'm not like that. I'm technical, and I will just go through the logic and the facts, and they'll see at the end of it that this is a no-brainer deal, and if I happen to build up enough trust and rapport with them via doing that, then they buy from me, and if not, then I don't care and they go buy from someone else, and that's fine too. I know my strengths, and generally speaking, I will play to them. Now here's where it becomes really cool for me personally, because I practice so much at this video thing and my speaking ability and actually putting myself out there in sales and things like that, which for me, naturally, I'm absolutely terrible at. But it gives me this really cool affinity between the skills that I've forced upon myself to develop and something I'm actually very, very good at naturally, which is all the technical stuff, right? Because I have both of these, my actual skill today is that I could do both. So I can do the really technical stuff, and then when I'm selling, I'm never gonna be those guys that are amazing, slick sales guys, but I can beat them at what I do, which is SEO sales, because I also have the technical knowledge. So I'm really good at sales for SEO because I know my stuff and I'm really technical. I understand exactly what I'm selling, combined with the fact that I've actually practiced a lot and got much better at sales. I'm not slick and smooth and whatever, but combined with my technical knowledge, it's my own unique way of approaching it. The point is that you do things in your own way. You play to your own strengths. So you don't have to speak the same way other people sell. If you see someone like Grant Cardone, you have to sell like Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone comes across as a bit of a douche, right? Now, I like the guy's content, some of it anyway, but I'm saying you don't have to speak the way he speaks. You don't have to sell the exact same way he sells. You have your own unique approach and angle to things. So you don't need to change who you are if you don't want to. That's not to say that change isn't good, it's great. I was never able to do video like this before, and I learned how to do it, which is a skill, and it is change, but change is good. Anyone that says change is bad, cut them out of your life, because they're not the sort of people you want to be around. Change is a good thing. You need to change to grow. Growth is change, and if you're not changing, then you're not growing, and if you're not growing, then you are dying, okay? So that's a tangent, but my point is you can absolutely build a successful business being shy, awkward, antisocial, anything like that. It is possible. You will want to develop your skills. If you want to manage people, you want to develop your skills in managing people. You want to be on video, you want to develop your skills in video, and you certainly should have enough drive and motivation to do that. But you also don't need to do a lot of things. You can make $100 grand a year, just you working on your computer in spreadsheets and doing SEO and doing all this nerdy stuff and not actually talking to people. That is absolutely possible. So you don't have to do sales, you don't have to hire people, you don't have to manage people. But sure, there may be things where you are uncomfortable. Same for everyone. You think that the guys that are really good at talking to people, maybe they're not so good at all the spreadsheets and analyzing data and making logical decisions in the same way that we are. Well, they still have to figure out. They still have to figure it out. They still have to grow here. They still have to learn the skills. So everyone is obviously developing their skills. I'm not saying that you should say, okay, let's completely eliminate people from the equation. There's never talked to a person in my life, because you probably have to hire people, manage people, and other things like that. But I am saying, figure out what it is you're good at and play to that strength. And if you don't want to sell, you don't have to build a business around sales. You just don't have to build a different type of business. Decide what it is you want to do. Figure out what you're actually good at. Do more of that and do less of the stuff you're not good at. You don't need to develop the skills if you don't want to. And yes, you can be shy, you can be socially awkward, you can have social anxiety, and you can still build a successful business. I can personally attest to that from my own experience, and I know many others that have done exactly the same. So I hope this is helpful. My reason for creating this is because I'm not an outgoing person. I'm not a social person. I probably suffered from social anxiety without really wanting to put a label on it for most of my life. But I built a business that I love and pays a pretty good income to me. I did that despite being weak at all that stuff. And I get on video like this despite being like that. If you ask anyone from my childhood if they expect me to be on video like this, talking pretty loudly, pretty confidently in my opinion, then they would say, no. Why would Daryl, like, no, why would he do that? There's no way. It just doesn't sound like me. You can do the exact same if you want to or don't. It doesn't matter whatsoever. The decision really is up to you, but the point overall is that it doesn't matter what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and everyone has different strengths and weaknesses. The point is you can build a business regardless. I am not saying that it's gonna happen fast. I'm not saying it's gonna happen without adversity, but you can build a successful business if you want to. Maybe that will include, definitely that will include developing your skills and building up skills and growth and change, but it can happen if you're committed, and you can do it in your own way. You can be a charitable person. You can be an ethical person. You can be a quiet person. You can be a loud person. You can do it exactly how you want to build it. You can build a business around the way you want to do it. Sure, it may have to look a little bit different. Sure, it may not necessarily be as big depending on what the fin is that you want to build it around, but you can absolutely do it in your own way, and you should, because it's way more fun that way. So this is a very, 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 very long-winded way of saying that you can build a business despite being shy, socially awkward, and everything like that. Look, I could talk about this topic all day, so let's just wrap this up. If you like this video, do me a favor, please click the like button below so YouTube recommends this to more people. I don't think this will be popular, but I wanted to share it anyway. And aside from that, I will see you guys in my next video.